Welcome. You've splash landed into this Prosecco-laden podcast, straight into the woo-woo pool with the crew of Ohm-g. We're just a simple group of tragically imperfect and highly empathic BFFs, exploring a wide range of atypical topics with humor, grace, and curiosity. This is Ohm-g. Welcome, everybody. Today, we've got probably a slightly touchy topic. It's a subject that we all have to be in at some point, and it's a topic that we all have to release at some point, and it's harder for some, harder than it is for others. You're here with the crew of
Ohm-g, the podcast.
This is Camille.
And this is Chandra.
This is Brenda Sue.
And it's Lynn. Hello, everybody.
Welcome to this episode on releasing control.
Control.
And Camille is a Virgo. So this is a subject that I think we can all relate to because we have all had to learn how to release control in our life. And with the dog in the room with us too, releasing control of him trying to control.
Actually, there are 5 dogs in the room with us today. It's a very special Sunday.
Oh, I might have to throw him out again.
Well, we'll see.
Well, he just wants
Brett.
to play.
You're going to have to go home again.
Oh, no.
Come here, buddy. Come sit by Auntie Lynn. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay, you guys start.
Okay.
I'm going to go.
He's not willing to release control.
No, he's
Of
not.
the situation.
He's not.
He just wants to play.
He does want to play, but we're not playing right now.
No.
Chilla's not playing.
I don't know.
All right. Who wants to talk about releasing control?
Well, I mean, I can start because it's, as Brenda said, as a Virgo, it can be a touchy topic. And as someone who is a bit of an empath and can see sometimes things that are coming down the pike, it's been very hard my entire life. For example, when a relative says, hey, I got this plan, I'm going to do this. And I see everything unfolding, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the outcome not so great. And it takes everything in me not to stand up and hand out a job aid or say, don't do this because, I don't know, this could be a personal problem. But sometimes when you can just see the natural sequence of what's going to occur, it's very hard to release, especially when you love someone and you want to protect them from a downfall. But I digress.
I have that ability as well to see, like, okay, if you do this, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
And I think I really put that energy onto my 2 oldest children when they were growing up because I could see them like they might be walking on a curb. And I was like, they're going to fall and they're going to hurt their ankle. And this is going to happen. They're going to start bleeding. They're going to get scraped up. And so I think I created anxiety with them because I was creating fear because I could see what could happen.
Right.
So,
and then you radiate that out, even if you don't say anything.
Exactly. So I think my kids have been probably my biggest lesson in releasing control. And that it's not necessarily a reflection of me if they make decisions that I wouldn't make. It's based on their own
journey,
life, their own journey, their own whatever they signed up to do when they came here.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that affliction with my child.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's been hard to, not that we don't talk about things, because he'll tell me his stuff, and then sometimes I just have to be really careful not to say too much, I guess we'll say. But just also, and I say a lot to myself, it's his journey, it's his path. I don't like it necessarily sometimes, but he has to learn just like I did.
Yep.
And the more that you're able to release that control and that feeling of wanting to help them is so liberating.
It is very liberating.
Yeah.
And, you know, this kind of stuff, sometimes you have to take control if your child is about to walk off a cliff,
Right.
or get in a car with a drunk driver or something really rash and serious.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to everyday life choices or things that might bring minor harm with major lessons,
Yeah.
back off. And it's hard.
Yeah, look, I'll agree with that. 100.
Chandra has a look on her face.
I am.
I'm scared.
No, I just feel like this is not a lesson I have mastered.
Who among us?
I'm probably not the best voice to offer any kind of advice in this particular aspect, because this is definitely an area that I struggle with a lot.
Are you sometimes grateful, like I am, that you do not have human children because you would be so over the top about it?
24/7 every single day.
I would be in sphincter clench mode 98% of my life if I had offspring.
I mean,
Truly.
I would probably not still be here mentally. I would probably be not in a really good place if I had done that.
With lots of Xanax peppering my moves.
Right. I mean, I know it doesn't sound like a big lesson, but I know that my dog came into my life to teach me a little bit about this. Just like my biggest pet peeve is things in the floor, just things laying in the floor. And I mean, so I decided to get a Shih Tzu who can't live without 18 toys all the time, but it's helping, like in little tiny little increments, so that it's not like a big, like rip the Band-Aid off kind of lesson. So I'm working on it, but just not my forte at the moment.
It's a good small step.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the animals definitely teach you to let go of control. Ever since I got dogs, I got kids. Like, you can't worry about the hair sometimes. Sometimes there's just going to be hair on the floor, or there's going to be drool marks on the floor right after you clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to let it go.
That's where children would have driven me bonkers. Yeah. Things have to be out of place. That is life.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah.
So why do we try to hold on to control so much? Because
it makes you feel safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what are we trying to, do you think that comes from childhood, the majority of that trying to feel safe, or comes through life experiences?
I think it can come from a lot of different things. I don't think there's just one avenue that it can come from. I think my control issues, can y'all believe I have those?
Not at all.
Me either. I think it comes from just my childhood and my upbringing is trying to keep myself safe.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whenever you have adult relationships, especially with like in a love relationship where you also feel out of control, or you feel like you have not out of control, you feel like you have no control in the relationship, or something happens that is out of your control, then I think it just reiterates that mindset that if you don't keep everything together and you don't have things just so, then something like that is going to happen, whatever it was that is the trigger for pain.
Well, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, I was married.
I know.
And he was extremely controlling. And when I divorced, I think it amped up my need to control my surroundings because I had no control over anything when I was married. And so I think that just put another layer onto what I was already struggling with.
Right. For the third episode in a row, get out of my head.
I will not.
Because that I was just thinking like what we've talked about before with like religious trauma. And if you grew up in a where
high control,
like don't cuss, don't sing secular songs, don't dance, don't every aspect, don't wear this, you can wear makeup, but don't wear too much makeup. Like there's, no matter what you do, there's a control aspect to the whole thing that you don't just come back to median, which is release. The pendulum goes completely to the other side. And then you try to control everything that you grew up being controlled for you.
Yes.
And not in a way that was comfortable.
Right. That's 100%.
And you can even label it independence.
Hyper independence.
Hyper independence.
Yeah.
So you go from like under the thumb to nobody's going to tell me what to do ever again. And I'm not, if I don't feel in control, I'm just not going to do, I'm just not going to be part of it because I've got to be on point with everything. Perfectionism, hyper independence, whatever you want to call it.
Y'all, I think at 52, I'm kind of starting, my pendulum is starting to come into balance.
I think mine is too, actually. More so than it ever has been.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Well, because used to, I wouldn't let people come in my house if it wasn't A1A. Like it had to be completely perfect.
Yeah.
And now, honey, come in. I'll give you a broom if you need to sweep because I'm busy. If the yard needs mowing or weed whacking, I'll let you borrow my weed whacker.
You're welcome to come in. If anything makes you uncomfortable, you're welcome to fix it yourself.
Exactly. So that kind of thing I've been able to let go of, and I think maybe the perception of how people see me.
Yes.
And I think that's
part of it for sure.
Yeah. I don't need to control how people see me. They're going to see whatever they want to see, regardless of how my house looks or how my yard looks or
how perfect you are.
How perfect I am. And y'all, listen, I let everybody see me yesterday without makeup on. I'm just saying. That's a step in the right direction for me.
I know it is.
Because Camille, y'all have all seen me without makeup because y'all have all slept with me at some point in the hotel room.
Y'all, we ain't talking in that way.
Well,
mind out of the gutter.
I mean, me and Chandra slept in the same bed, but it was a king bed, and she's sarcophagus anyway, so she doesn't move while she sleeps. But but I don't generally let people even see me without makeup on, so because of the perception thing, and I need to control how people look at me.
So when did we first meet you?
Oh,
has it been?
It's been.
Is it going on 2 years?
Yeah, I was thinking 2000, end of 2022 or 23.
It's been over 2 years.
Okay.
It's been over 2 years now.
So if I think back on that time, I know at one point when we were knowing each other in the beginning, you were like, "You can't see me without makeup. Ain't nobody gonna see me without makeup." And then you allowed us to see you without makeup. So even if those seem like small things that are irrelevant, but even allowing yourself to be seen like that is allowing yourself to be more vulnerable around people. And
letting go of the control.
Right.
Baby steps.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's all it takes. You keep taking those baby steps and then they become bigger and bigger, and it can have that snowball effect.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of a word.
Does anyone have any weird little idiosyncrasies or quirks where
Chandra just choked, y'all. Somebody do the Heimlich.
where it's kind of ridiculous, but you are such a control freak about it?
Well, I think the makeup is pretty ridiculous, but go ahead.
I get it. I mean, I do get that. It's not who I am because I wore makeup every day for so many years, from sunup to sundown. And I think when I was about 50, I just was kind of like, screw it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of having it on or having cake on my face, and I just wanted to be makeup free. But if it's a special occasion, I'll throw some mascara and lipstick on.
You gonna put on a little something for my wedding?
I will.
Honey,
I will.
I'll be full makeup to put with.
So, Chandra, I feel like you got something to say about
Yeah.
this. Is it things on the countertop? Is that one thing?
I mean, I am borderline OCD.
Yeah.
So the pictures on the wall at the wrong angle send me into
oh yeah,
tics and
spasms.
More than 3 things on any particular table. And it's more like I see it for myself. It's the control of my own environment.
Yeah.
I walk into somebody else's house.
It doesn't bother
and
you.
I have zero judgment because that's their environment.
right. You're not going to relax there later.
Not my fight. Don't care.
Yeah.
But when I get home and Jason's and don't get me wrong, Jason is the cleanliest man I have. Not that I've lived with a lot of men, but
that's another episode.
Is the cleanliest man I've ever lived with, or even a roommate or whatever.
Right.
He's the kind of person, he keeps paper towels or whatever in his pocket, and if he drops something, he immediately. I mean, he's a lot like me in that way, but he'll sit something on the table and it'll sit there for 3 days. And it won't bother me for a while, but when it starts to bother me,
Oh, yeah.
it's all you think
it's
about.
all I think about. It's all I see. I've got to do something with it. And then 3 or 4 days go by and he's like, "What'd you do? It was right here." And I'm like, it was right there for a week and a half and you didn't touch it. And as soon as I move it,
I get that.
yeah. And I know that in the scheme of things, when we're talking about our soul's journey, things on the table and how many things are on the table are not like even part of the conversation, but I feel like it's a symptom of how you're also looking at your soul contracts and your
Mhm.
and your healing journey and your it's like those are the places that it's easiest to seep out, where over here may not be as in your face all the time. So
Yeah, and I think some of those things that, like our little idiosyncrasies that we like to have a certain way, I don't necessarily think those ever have to like go away, because that's how we keep order in our lives, right? Some of these things, like keeping
Yeah.
the countertop cleaned off and that kind of thing. But as we overcome little things and release control of little things, it does affect the bigger
Mhm.
part of ourselves and our own ability to grow.
Well, I look at it as just like the clenched muscle. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
you're not going to immediately go into like full relaxation, but if you can like a clenched fist, if I can let go of the pinky,
Mm-hmm.
it just creates a release of tension that can, to your point, snowball, or that can
Right.
help release the next
next
little
one.
thing and the
Yeah.
next little thing. And before you know it, you've allowed a lot more tension than you thought to completely drain away.
Yeah, because all of that is stored in our bodies, that anxiety over the thing that we can't control, or that we can't control, because we can't really control all of the things that we try to. And that is going to grow in the body, whether it's muscle tension or dis-ease or whatever it might be.
Yeah, one of my weird little control idiosyncrasies is I am not the best passenger in a car,
Me either.
and I do not claim to be the best driver. My driver's ed teacher's nickname for me was Leadfoot instead of Lightfoot, which is my last name. I make big, wide, sweeping turns. I go too fast. I want to get from point A to point B. However, when I am the passenger, I am not able to fully relax unless you are someone I've known for a long, long time and I'm used to riding with you. And that's a me problem, without a doubt. I mean, that is a me problem. Another issue I have, and I'm going to tell this story because in a way I was proven right and I love that kind of stuff. So I had a friend who was coming to visit me with her toddler son, who love him, adorable child, the works. So while I'm cleaning my house, I'm toddler proofing as much as I can. And for the things that I cannot toddler proof, like the glass tabletop that's not really attached fully, so you can't be messing with it, I let her know. And I sat and I tried to have productive conversation and relax and have snacks and all that stuff. All I could do was watch everything like a hawk. And it was really difficult. I feel like I got through it. And one of the last things the child did was back up against my glass table and knock one of my favorite lamps to the floor where it shattered.
Ah.
Even though I had actively tried to relax and prohibit and protect, the world did not end.
Right.
The world did not end. However, it was like one of my worst fears coming true. As silly as it sounds and as minute as it is right now, looking back, it was like, oh my God, what could I have done differently? Oh my gosh. So hyper alert mode. And I don't want to be that way, but shit happens.
And that creates tension in your body, obviously. And you couldn't control it anyway.
Exactly.
So it's like, why not just let go of it?
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to do.
It is
so much
hard
harder
to do.
than just saying it.
And most parents don't like to put their kids on leashes, but whatever.
Although it would add to the comfort of some of us so much.
Right. They don't make that lamp anymore. Anyway.
Oh,
She hasn't let go of this yet, y'all.
yeah.
Lynn's over here like, I think we have a winner.
Well,
Ding, 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 ding.
you know, I get it. And especially because I live alone.
Yeah, same.
And that's the thing. Like, you live alone, you're used to having things where they go. I've got some things in my house that came from my mother,
Yes.
and she's passed. And now, anytime anybody comes over, I wrap it all up in bubble wrap and put it away. But it's just because I don't want it to get broke. And some people
Right.
might think that's a little bit extra, but I'm like, well, if I break it, it's okay. But if somebody else breaks it,
Right.
I'm going to have a meltdown like, Y'all don't want to see me cry
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
after I get done crying.
Or you just beat yourself up for not taking the precautions, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a silly little example, but these weird little day-to-day minutia things
Mhm.
send you into clenched sphincter mode.
Yeah.
So maybe when those things happen, like try to pinpoint where that comes from. Like at what point in your life did this thing happen that's creating this energy now?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it'll probably be different things for different control issues. Like me wanting to control my children years ago. I've given up on that a long time ago, y'all. They do whatever they want to do. Like, where did that come from for me?
Mm-hmm.
And it really came from my own feeling of wanting to be seen as a good mom. It didn't really have anything to do with who they were becoming. Like, I was disappointed sometimes or sad or
Or just want
Sad.
better for them.
I want better for
As any
Protection.
parent.
You wanted to protect them.
Yeah. But I think I had associated that with a reflection of who I was as a parent. And that wasn't really true because I got 4 kids, y'all. Y'all know this. And each one is so different.
Mhm.
And so raised in the same home with the same set of parents, not all the time, but, for the majority of their growing up years. And they're all so different. So it wasn't who I was. I'm sure it's different now because I've changed so much from the first 2 to the second 2, as far as not trying to control things so much. But I'm still the same parent,
Mhm.
more or less.
I think you just live and learn.
Yeah.
And relax a little more as the
And-
years go on.
Yeah.
But being able to pinpoint back to what it was and then being able to shift that thought that,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
it doesn't really matter what other people think about my parenting. I've done the best I can. So
Mhm.
it's almost like you've given yourself a break and then you don't try to hold on
Yeah.
to control of them so much. Like it doesn't matter. So if you can go back and pinpoint what the actual feeling is that you're trying to control or the
Mm.
thing it is that you're trying to control, then I think you can release things a little bit easier or heal that aspect of yourself.
Mhm. I think it's a really good point.
But I wonder how many, because mine comes back to perception too, but it's a different perception. Like yours is the perception of who you are as a mother.
Right.
Mine is a different perception about me, but it still all comes back to perception
Right.
and how you're going to be perceived by others. And when how you're being perceived doesn't match how you feel on the inside and you have no control over changing that, or there's no way to alter that because that person already has this idea about you and there's nothing you can do about it. So, I mean, I just wonder how many times out of 10, a lot of that control, the things that we struggle with come back to perceptions.
I think I can tie in with that because earlier we were talking and I said the perception for me is the big thing. And that's what I kind of worked on during the summer is the perception and knowing that I can't control what people think about me. And so I realized that I was keeping myself small because I was afraid of what my friends would think or what other people would think. Because I was like, oh, are they going to think that I'm trying to be better than them because I'm like putting myself out there? Or it was all about perception for me.
Yeah.
And
like, what if they think, oh, the audacity of her or something?
Exactly. And so when I sat with that, I was like, holy cow, I've been living a long time under what I thought the perception of myself might be from them. And then I had to realize it doesn't really matter what the other person's perception is because I know me and that's all I need to know. And so that is what helped me to move through that stuff this summer.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big one for me.
I think it is for a lot of people for sure.
And not that I don't still struggle with it because still I'm like, now what are they going to think about that? But then I say, it doesn't really matter because I can't control what they think.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the only thing I can control is what I do
And your intention behind what
and
you
my
do.
intention behind what I do.
Yep.
And that helped me immensely this summer.
Let me ask you guys about this. This is something else that really puts a bee in my bonnet. Control issues, like, say, out in public. You're in a restaurant and the guy at the next table starts berating the waitress over something she has no control over. Or you're in the line at TJ Maxx, which is endless, and the lady is on her phone behind you having a ridiculous, unnecessary, loud conversation on her phone for minutes and minutes and minutes for everyone else to hear. That sends my control freak over the edge. And I have no control over these things. I can tell the waitress you're doing a good job. I can give the other person in line a go to hell look.
The stink eye.
Exactly. But that's just another example of things I can't control that make me seriously uptight.
Well,
Food for thought.
if you're asking me, I'm just saying, you can't control things like that. But
Right.
for me, if I am at a restaurant and there's someone berating someone else, I'm probably going to say something, even though I can't control it. I'm
Mhm.
still going to speak to the waiter or the waitress or server, whatever they want to call themselves. And then I'm probably going to say something to the person, even though I can't control it.
Mhm.
And I can't control sometimes what I say.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be ugly. I would just stand up for them.
Yeah. I think it depends for me on how far the issue goes, or if someone starts getting down and dirty.
Yes.
I'm more the type to go home and write a letter of compliment or a review to the server, or reach out to the manager and go, look, this guy was being a jackass. That kind of thing.
I'm more than likely to say, you need to stop being a jackass. Not because I'm trying to control it, but
Right.
because I'm trying to.
Different operating manuals,
Yes,
ma'am.
it is different operating manuals. Because I would want someone to jump in and help me if someone was,
Mhm.
not that I would need it, because I'm hyper independent. But anyway,
I might just put somebody in a jar.
well, I might do that too. You never know.
All right. So,
That was a fun conversation.
yeah.
Oh, I feel better.
Are you sure? Are we ever releasing control of this episode today?
Yes,
Okay.
100%.
So, what are your triggers? What are you releasing and letting go of in your life? Give it some thought. Think about where it comes from, why you're holding on to it. There might be some good insight for you to have on your own journey and on your own growth. So, we
And
love
bring
you.
healing.
Bring healing, yes. And we love you all. Have a lovely weekend, day, evening, morning, whatever it is you're doing. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow and subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and leave a review. It's so easy to do and such a huge help for us. We appreciate your interactions so much. Want to join us at our table? Make sure to check out our YouTube channel and join our Facebook community. If you've enjoyed this content and wish to support us, take a look at our Patreon page. All information and links will be in our podcast description. Catch you next time.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.